Hello, everyone. My name is State Representative Erica Thomas, and I'm so excited to be here on this show today. Today, our show is entitled Back to Business, and we have three women that will be talking about getting people back to business. First, we have Ashley Neely. Tell us a little bit about you, Ashley.
Hello, my name is Ashley Neely, and I currently work in the STEM field in the field of web graphic design. And today I'll be talking about my passion for STEM and also how people can get involved with STEM.
Great, that's amazing. Tell us a little bit about how you first started out and what made you so passionate about STEM, and tell us what that is, and also what made you so passionate about technology and tech, and when did it start?
Okay, well, for those who may not be familiar, STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And that is a big push to get people in those fields, especially in the United States, because we're lacking in those fields compared to other countries. And how I got my start was actually in high school. I was able to take a coding class, and a teacher actually inspired me to get involved with STEM. She told me that not many women were in the computing field, so that I need to stick with it. And even before that, as a child, I grew up when Toy Story came out, and it was about the first type of movie of those kind. So that was a 3D graphic movie, and there were no other movies made that way before. So I grew up watching that, and it really inspired me. My first job I wanted to be was a computer animator for Pixar. And so that was my dream job. And then when I got more into STEM, into coding, I realized what all it took to go into that and the complex skills that you needed to have for that. So that's how I got my start, and I've been sticking with it ever since and been doing it for over 10 years now.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. You inspire me to get more into STEM. So that, it's very, very important that we let people know about STEM, let people know about technology because it's growing, growing, growing. I heard someone say that in the next 10 years, you're going to be required, just like your diploma or your degree, to know how to code. To know how to code. So tell me about coding, what coding is, and some of the things that you're doing within the community, even with me, to help people learn how to code.
Yes, so coding is a set of instructions that's sent to the computer that tells the computer exactly what to do. So anything from when you're going on a website and clicking on a link, it has to send some type of instructions to the computer to let them know where to take you next or what to do. Even as simple as interacting with video games, everything that you do with your remote control, it needs to know exactly what to do with that set of information that was sent. So for coding, there's different types of fields within STEM. So technology is only one part, engineering is another part, and as I mentioned, science and math are others. And coding is just one part that you can get involved with. And we actually hosted this past December a Georgia Day of Code at South Cobb Codes at South Cobb High School. And that was a very exciting time. We got to introduce three different classes about how to code. They got to code their own video game and get exposed to different STEM fields they may not have known existed. To open that segment up, we also had a video about computer science, and they were able to see different people that were in the field, such as even Chris Bosch, that was a computer science major, and about how computer science can go into any field that you go into. Whether you're a lawyer, a doctor, computer science will always be there and can go into every field. We wanted to make sure that they know those avenues were there for them and encourage them to get excited about that.
Yeah, it was very exciting because we went through the room and we asked the kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I want to be a basketball player. I want to be a football player, and I was like encouraging the kids, have a plan B and, go into STEM. You like technology. You love those video games. Learn how it works and make a lot of money while doing it, And so the kids were like, really? I can make money off playing video games? They were excited. And it got us excited as well. And we're going to do it next year at South Cobb. And we'll also are open to doing it at any other school. Please let us know if her information is on the screen. Please let us know if you want us to come to your school and teach your kids how to code, because we'll be excited to do that, won't we, Ashley?
Yes, we would.
So aside from that, so you like to make websites, you do websites as well. Tell us about that. You build websites and graphic design as well.
Yes, so I've been building websites ever since high school. I guess that's when I got my first job, actually building my church's website while I was in high school. So I've been doing that. The technology has changed tremendously since I first started. I started off with Microsoft Front Page, which you probably never heard of. It was so old. And then I moved to Adobe Dreamweaver, which is also a little outdated. So now I do most of my websites using WordPress, which is a familiar platform most people are familiar with. And what it allows people to do is actually update their own websites. So what I like to do is build the websites for people first and then empower my clients to actually take over actually updating their content on their own. So it kind of takes away the responsibility just from the webmaster. So I've been doing that for, as mentioned, about 10 years, and I still love doing it. I love getting people a space on the web. People don't realize you have to own your space on the web, and to have whether your personal brand or your business or anything that you're passionate about on the web is a really big step, and people should get encouraged to actually put things out there.
Wow, that's amazing. Can you please tell them how they can get in contact with you?
Yes, if you want to get in contact with me, you can visit my website, and that is www.mindlymaven.com. And Mindly Maven is spelled MINDLYMAVEN.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much for being on the show, Ashley. And we will have more. We'll have you more on the show again. Will you come again?
Of course, I will.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in right now. And don't turn that dial because we have more women coming up telling us about businesses in Cobb County and putting people back to work. Stay tuned.
My name's Reggie. Just recently, my wife and I took in her sister's children. Now, we already had 4, so I went from becoming a family man to a man with a bigger family. Now, you can't eat love, so I don't know how I'm gonna feed them tonight. How was that, Rich?
I think I look more like Denzel.
That's cold, man.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
And we're back. Again, if you're just now tuning in, I'm your state representative, Erica Thomas, and I represent Smyrna, Austell, Mableton, and of last but certainly not least, Powder Springs. And today we are talking about businesses in Cobb County, putting people back to work, and tell them about businesses that you might not even know were out there. We have with us Natasha, and she's going to be telling us a lot about herself and what she's doing to help put people back to work. Thank you so much for coming today, Natasha.
Thank you so much for having me.
Please tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right, well, I am Natasha Hall, and I've been doing staffing and training development for about 11 years as of August 11th. I'm not that old, but I've been doing it a very long time, just starting out my career in human resources and evolving into recruiting and career coaching. So with my career path, I've learned a lot about putting people back to work and how to put the education and knowledge in the process of the workforce that a lot of people are missing.
Wow, wow. You know that you don't hear that a lot. You don't hear that a lot. We always want to hear more about putting people back to work, you know. And Natasha has helped a lot of my constituents get back to work. They call me, they say, "Erica, I just lost my job, you know, I don't know what to do." I say, "Look, go to Natasha Marcus. She'll get you, you know, back to work," and she's done that. And that's a great thing, and it's a great feeling for me because I can really say that I'm really helping people in the district get back to work.
Yes.
So tell me, how does that work? You know, if somebody came to you today, like, how could we, you know, help them get back to work? You know, do you show them to go to Craigslist and, you know, post things? I mean, do you show them to go to Indeed.com? How does that work? And also, if somebody is trying to get back to work, how do you navigate through to make sure that the job is right for you?
Awesome. So there's 2 segments in reference to getting back to work. So there are those that have resumes and there are those that do not. So those that have resumes, their best ways if they're trying to get back into the workplace. I've actually relocated here from Columbus, Georgia, and I've been living in Cobb County about 2 years. So I've been able to have the opportunity to focus on the workforce in Cobb County since I've been here. So with that being said, just reaching out to your local Goodwill Career Centers. There's one on Cobb Parkway. There's also one in Woodstock. I know you don't cover that area, but there is one there if you have to go to those 2 locations. Also utilizing your public library. For Android users, I have a mobile app for resume making that is free that they can utilize. It's called Marketable Resume Builder. So they can go on there if they have an Android app right now to utilize it and create a PDF for their resumes. If you're relocating, I also work for a staffing agency that covers the Cobb County area. So you can also email me your resume, and I can also place you for positions in that sort. There are a lot of people that I work with that haven't been in the workforce 3, 4, 5 years. Moms, I can make sure that you're getting back into the workforce. You handle a household. It's called home management. You actually do payroll. You make sure that bills are being taken care of, inventory, different things like that. You have transferable skills. You just have to connect with the right people that can get you in the right angle.
Wow. If I heard you say clearly, you said on your mobile phone, you can help build a resume.
Yes.
technology. That goes back to technology and how
definitely.
technology can help you. You know, I would never know that I can just open up my phone and start helping myself build towards my future, my career.
Yes.
That is amazing. And is it easy? Is it hard? Is it
It's
complicated?
super easy. There's no
Okay.
login. Once you download the application, it's basically plugging in the information. I also included a guide that's called Resume Tips. So it'll basically explain to you why each portion is important. So just talking about why there is an objective section, or why should you go in detail about your education or your work experience. So it guides you straight through the resume, and then you click Create PDF, and that's your resume. You can download it on your phone. So say you're going to interview and you don't have a copy of it, which is unfortunate because we never want to go into an interview without it. But I can email it to you. I have it right here on my phone. I can email it to you. You may run into somebody that's looking for a job, like people run into you all the time. It's like, email it to Natasha right now.
Yeah.
You can email it, just anything of that sort, just making it more mobile, because we are getting away from those desktop computers and laptops where we need our tablet, and making it more accessible on the go. So I was able to actually create that mobile app and get it rolled out on the Android.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. And I'm excited to say that you live in Cobb County.
Yes, definitely.
Cobb County is producing some really, really smart, really, really, successful people that are willing to help.
Yes.
And I think that's the most important thing. You have people that are doing great things but aren't, always willing to help. And so that is one of the things I'm excited to say that you're doing.
Yes.
Also, tell me about how it is, how it was in the beginning, like getting into it. Did you know that this was your passion? How did you say, I want to recruit, I want to do that? Tell me a little bit about that.
Awesome. So again, like I said, my beginning started in human resources. I actually started out through a co-op program in high school, my senior year in high school. So I worked in human resources then, not knowing anything about the business realm. I thought I was going to law school, which is really funny, but I ended up just getting into human resources and learning so much about employment law and protecting employees, and even being an employee, knowing the employee laws. So knowing that aspect, about six years in of being in human resources, I noted that recruiting was where my passion lied, because I love marketing. So with being able to market people with finding a job, people lack that education. They come to me and they say, is y'all hiring?
No.
I don't have a resume right now. Is there any way that I can get hired? So those two things I got so frequently. I wanted to go back into the education portion of, when you call and the hiring manager and it's like, hey, my name is Natasha. I'm a recruiter for this company, and I'm looking for another position, and this is the reason why. Is there someone I can talk to in regards to a position? So just going back to the education format. So I actually am a relocate from, again, like I said, from Columbus, and I didn't have a job when I moved here. I only had a basement of one of my good friends' parents, and I had my clothes and my car. That was it. So I was borderline homeless when I moved to Atlanta. I didn't have a job. I quit my job of 9 years, and I was only unemployed 2 weeks. So I know my product works. I know what I can do for people, and I don't mind being a free resource. I volunteer all the time. I'm always speaking to people. I'm always hosting seminars throughout Atlanta and surrounding cities just to educate people. This is something I can feed families off of my expertise.
Wow. Feeding families off expertise,
Yes.
putting people back to work.
Yes.
Those are things that are very, very important.
Yes.
And I thank you so much for putting,
No problem.
for actually putting that out there and telling people, about it. I'm very excited to know ya.
Yeah.
I'm excited to know you.
Me too.
Well, before you leave, I want you to let people know, how, because you told them exactly, you do the resume work, you told, but how can they get in contact with you? Because I know there's people that are itching, like, please tell me, I want to help, I need a job, or,
Yes.
I want to show me how to do a resume. I want to be able to properly talk to whoever I'm trying to, talk to get a job. So tell them how to get in contact with you.
Definitely. So they can go to two things. One is my website, which is www.natashamarkets.com, and that's NATASHAMARKETS.com. And then secondly, email me a copy of your resume. That's the best way I can definitely reach out to you, is gethired@natashamarkets.com.
Amazing. And you want to know a funny thing before we get off this segment? I for a while I thought her last name was Marcus.
Yes.
And so I would tell people, I'm like, yeah, you know Natasha Marcus, and they're like, that's not her last name. So I know now it's Hall. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
I
you.
really
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much for having me.
Thank you. We have so much more in store for you. I am so excited that you're tuning in. Keep tuning in. And again, I am Erica Thomas, your state representative. Please tune in. Don't you touch that dial.
That's low. That's low. That's low. Look, he's blushing. Seriously.
Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been an amazing show, and if you're just tuning in now, I am State Representative Erica Thomas, and we have been talking about back to business, putting people back to work, and things that are going on in Cobb County that people don't know about with business-wise, and coding and technology and STEM, and how technology can help you. Right now, we have Chandra Knight, and she is going to talk to us about so many different things that she has going on with business. But tell us a little bit about you, Chandra.
Thank you, State Representative Thomas. I am a resident of Cobb County, have been for a little over 13 years. I'm a graduate of Kennesaw State University, and my children attend Cobb County School, Pebblebrook, and Lindley. Pretty much, I have a business in Cobb County and Smyrna specifically, and we are opening up one in Austell. So, and it involves property management and helping individuals who have credit challenges get placement with private owners and or apartment communities that are willing to give them second chance.
Wow, and I know that is huge because, you know, you might have, I know when I was young, you know, it was easy to just mess up on your credit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
put little things on
Yeah.
your credit or, you know, put, you know, order something online
Absolutely.
or something like that. Even when I was little, I used to order author books and say I was going to pay, you know, just little
Yeah.
things like that
Yeah.
when you're young.
Yeah.
And then it catches up to you when you're older
Absolutely.
and, you know, all of a sudden now I can't get a house.
Exactly.
I can't get an apartment
Exactly.
because of things like that, you know. And so, I mean, not saying that that's me right now. Thank God I can't get a house and apartment.
Yes.
But a lot of people out there are like that
Yeah.
and need that help.
Yes.
So tell me, what would you say if you were that person and you needed help getting your credit back together, or you needed help, you know, making your, you know, credit better so that you can get a second chance? Like, how would you help somebody do that? Or what would you do if you were that person?
Okay, and it's so funny that you asked that question because we do have that side in our program where if you want to reestablish your credit and you don't just want to just jump into your next place, we do have like a build-up, a counseling session.
Wow.
Which the information that we provide to the individual, it's free, and this is information that you typically would pay $300 and $400 to a company to do.
Yeah.
We give it to them absolutely free. The only thing that you just need to do is just read it, and then we
So
are
what's
available
some of
to
the
answer
tips?
questions.
What are some of the tips that you
Well,
would tell
more
someone?
importantly, you take care of the roof over your head first, of course. Make sure that you live within your means. So, for example, if you know that you're only making $10 an hour, it would not be wise to try to rent a place that's $1,000 a month. You know, that's way, way over what you're capable of paying. But more importantly, take care of the roof over your head first, and make sure you pay on time and communicate with your creditors if you're going to be late. That communication is key, and that's something that we do focus on, and all of it's absolutely free, no charge.
Wow, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Helping people and not asking for any money. And that is how we help Cobb County.
Absolutely.
Is giving back, giving back. You know, there's one story that I want to hit on and that I've talked to you about before is, you know, property management is huge.
Yeah.
But you really have to have a heart. And tell me about, you know, this story is really touching for me. Tell me about what happened when Austell flooded and how you were by yourself at a property
Yeah.
and moved how many people?
It was actually one side of the complex, so it was a little over 200 units.
Moved 200 people out of the apartments to the side where it wasn't flooding before the flood took over the whole complex. Tell us about that.
Okay, no problem. Well, back in 2000, and I believe it was 2009, when Austell flooded, I was working at an apartment community off of Thornton Road that flooded, and one side of the complex went under. Needless to say, nobody expected it. We were all told that it was a 100-year floodplain, but nonetheless, we did have quite a few people that attempted to wait it out. The waters reached as far as like the third floor, because they would have terrace level, first floor, second, third, you know, so it does look like 4 floors. Nonetheless, I had to help all of the individuals move as much as they possibly could salvage from the flood over to the other side of the complex where it did not flood. That was a challenge in itself, and I got to witness firsthand all of the emotions that came along with it, which is why I'm where I am today, why I helped people the way I do, where they lost everything. And a lot of it had to do with lack of knowledge, not necessarily saying that they didn't care, they didn't know, they weren't informed about the different type of insurance that was available, or even if they needed it. But I did help, and I saw how devastating and life-changing that was, and how some of them, you know, that was it. That was that final straw for them, and they had nowhere else to turn. So the one thing that I did say to myself, State Representative Thomas, was, once I get out of this, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to take my degree that I received from Kennesaw State and put it to use. I didn't want to just shelf that. I wanted to be able to take that and use it, put it back into the community. So that's why I'm here where I am today, and helping individuals stay where they are, keep their homes, keep their apartments, and give them the advice that they need for free.
It's so true.
Absolutely.
And that is so much needed.
Yes,
So much needed. We need more people in the community
Absolutely.
that are willing to just give their services away.
Absolutely.
And help people.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's very touching. You know, that touched my heart, you know, when the flood happened, and just hearing about things that were happening with the people, and then to hear the story of someone that was moving 200 people by yourself, because nobody could get to you.
Right.
And
right.
so that was, and that inspired you to say, look, you know I have a heart for service.
Absolutely.
And I want to serve the people.
Absolutely.
You know, and so I think that
Specifically Cobb County.
Yeah.
Specifically Cobb County, and especially the area that I was in Austell. Specifically, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
wanting to help the people and serve the people is amazing. And
Absolutely.
I think that you're doing an excellent job.
Thank you.
And I'm just happy to be your friend.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm happy to be your friend. And
Thank you.
I'm so excited to see great
Thank you.
things that are come with you and serving people in the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And so you reside in Austell.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes. I used to live in Austell, and now I live in Mableton.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
Austell, it does have some work and things that need to be done, but I'm excited that I know that you're going to be helping with that.
So excited
moving
about
forward.
the things that are happening in Cobb County as a whole, but specifically, again, in Austell. Lots of changing, a lot of shaking and baking going on, and so I'm super excited, and I look forward to contributing to the upbringing and development of the county.
Perfect. Thank you so much. You
Absolutely.
know, I this show has just inspired me and got me so excited about things to come in Cobb County.
Yes.
You know, we have so many people that are willing to give their services away, so many people that are willing to help and grow Cobb County as a whole. And this show today, Back to Business, really showed that Cobb County is ready to get back to business.
Yes, it is.
You know, we talked about all the different types of things, from technology to recruiting and getting a job, and then to keeping the job and keeping your credit to where it needs to be, and property management. One more thing before you leave us today, I want you to talk about how you're helping people get back to work. You know, sometimes when you have people that come out of the prison system, or you have people that have been in jail or things that, and they can't get a job. You know, it's hard, and so they go right back into the system. And so tell me how you are helping people and giving them those soft skills, those things that they need and to get back to work.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm a firm believer in, you know, bad things do happen to good people, whether it's you know, by choice or by nature. But nonetheless, when it does happen, you know, you need people there in your community to help you rebound. So with that being said, the business that we have, we make it our business to find individuals who do want that second chance. So, like for instance, if you have a background, a felony or something on your criminal on your record that would prevent you from getting hired elsewhere otherwise, you can come to us and we can give you those soft skills, the training. We can find somewhere to put you to work. We have a part of our renovation crew if we take on, a property that that may need some renovation. Part of our renovation crew has have backgrounds, but we also have another part of a crew that already has the training, and they pretty much do cross training where they'll take the individual and they'll train them without them having to ever, step foot necessarily in a school or pay for these. So this is something that you can't put a dollar amount on this. This is invaluable. These individuals are getting the training they need so they can then go back into the community and be responsible and accountable citizens and feed their families. So we are, we don't have a whole lot, but we do give as much as we possibly can. We definitely do, wherever we can.
That is amazing. I applaud you for that. I really applaud you for that. Can you please tell me how people can get in contact with you? And before you do that, let me just tell you all the things that you need to do to get in contact with her, all the different things that she can help you with. So we talked about getting your credit right.
Right.
We talked about, how to get a second chance apartment or get somewhere, like she can help you with those things, and this is all free. Talk about if you have a background, if there's something on your background, but you need a job, you need to learn some carpentry skills, you need to learn some construction skills, things you can take away. Those are things that she can help you with, so tell us your information, because people are probably itching to get in touch with you, because I know there's people that want to get back to work that have backgrounds. There's people that want to get their credit straight so they can buy a house. There's people that want to have a property that might need to be revamped and they need that help. And so tell us how we can get in contact with you.
Okay, absolutely. I can be reached via a website at leaseup.today, or you can email me at atleaseup@leaseup.today.
And spell leaseup for us, because all these websites LE27.
It's spelled out. It's LEASEUP.
Okay.
Yes. So ATL leaseup at leaseup.today, or you can go directly to the website and it's leaseup.today.
Oh, wow. I thank you so much for being with us, Miss Knight. And I thank you for being here. I thank you for the services that you're doing. And again, I'm just happy to know you.
Thank you. Same here.
Thank you. So today we talked about some really, really great things, some power pushers, getting back to work, getting back to business. We talked about technology and how technology is with you, every single day, and how you can learn how to further your business, further your intelligence with knowing about technology. We also talked about getting back to work, putting people back to work, how you can access your resume from your phone, how you can talk to your employer when you're trying to get a job, important things you need to know to get back to businesses. And finally, we talked with Miss Knight about how to make sure that you have the good credit that you need to get that house of your dreams. We also talked about how you can have property management and how to properly manage yourself and your property. And we also, at the end of that, talked about if you have something on your background, how you still can get a job by going to LeaseUp. And they can help you with that. All these services are for you free of charge. Things to help you get back to work in Cobb County. I thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a great show, and we will be back with you next month. Don't you worry. And again, remember that it starts with you. You can't do everything, but you can do something. Thank you. I'm your host, State Representative Erica Thomas.
The odds of winning 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm Toni Braxton. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.